Hey everybody, and welcome back to the preserves. On today's video, we're going to be doing an unboxing. I'm excited about this one. I've been looking for one of these cymbals for a really long time, and it has finally come. I received it about 3 days ago, and we're going to unbox it together. I already know what it looks like. I bought this used off of eBay. It came all the way from Japan because there was none in the US that were listed for sale for a decent price, and even this one I overpaid. I used to have this cymbal a long time ago, and I guess it's been close to 15 years ago that I had this cymbal, and I sold it like an idiot on eBay a long time, or it might have not have been on eBay. I might have traded it in at Guitar Center, and but anyway, without further ado, let's get that box over here. Let's get it open and let's show you what I got. Alright guys, I got this box here. You can see it took a little bit of damage from coming from where it was, but let's get her unboxed and show you what's going on. So let's give her a little slice. Alright. Yeah, this took a minute to get here because it was coming from Japan, but there we go. Alright. More newspaper. We had a bunch of newspaper in the last cymbal that I reviewed as well. Throw that to the side. Alright, so it's got some corner type boxes to protect the corners. Let's cut this inner tape off. Alright. Throw that to the side. Looks like they put a little bit of foam on each of the sides to protect it. Where are we at here? And be careful not to cut the cymbal. Oh, they taped it real well. Alright. There we go. Alright, let's get the knife put aside. Alright. Oh, it's in another bag too, so it was doubly, triply
triple OG, OG triple
protected. It's real tight on there. Making it difficult. Alright. Alright, so this cymbal here is from the 70s, guys. It's a very, very nice cymbal. I had one of these a super long time ago. This is a 1970s medium thin pang cymbal. I don't know if you can read that. Right there, it says pang right there. There you go, there's a little bit of light. Pang, and it says medium thin over here. So, and then it is a hollow logo. I don't know if you can see that. The lighting's kind of horrible in here. There you go. Hollow logo. This is a 18-inch, I believe it was. Yeah, 18-inch pang cymbal. And I used to own one of these a long time ago. And I owned one of these, and I also owned a couple of swishes. I still have one of the swishes, and we're gonna dig that out this video, and I'm gonna put the swish on one side of my kit, and I'm gonna put the pang on the other side of the kit. But the other swish that I had was also a hollow logo, but it was a 22-inch cymbal or 21-inch cymbal, and I sold both of them at the same time. I'm trying to think if it was Guitar Center that I traded those cymbals in to, but approximately what I got out of those cymbals back then was 80 bucks a pop, and I'm kicking myself all day long because I spent $220 to get one of these back, and this will never leave my collection again. These are very different type of China cymbal. They sound really awesome, and so let's get this up on the kit, clean up our mess a little bit, and get that swish out and put them both on the kit, and I'll be back after I get that done. Alright guys, so I'm back behind the kit here. I've got the swish on this side, I got the ping on this side. Let me give her a little bit of adjustment here, and just so we're a little bit more level. Actually, let me there we go. Alright, just so we're a little bit more level, we'll give you a little sound demo of that one and a little sound demo of the swish, so you can hear the actual difference between the two. And today I've switched up my snare. I'm using my Ludwig piccolo snare, and yeah, that sounds pretty good. It's a little pingy. Let's get a ring on it. There we go. That's for camera purposes. If it rings out, it kind of sounds weird. So anyway, let's give you a sound demo on this swish and this ping here. So start with the swish. Let you hear what that sounds like. And now the ping. Let's angle that in a little bit. I don't like how I'm striking it there, so. There we go. There we go. That sounds real nice. Man, I kind of like that better than the freaking Chinas. You know, I just miss this cymbal. I used to have one. They're an amazing cymbal. They really are, and they just don't make stuff like they used to in the 70s and 80s anymore. And you know, they make good cymbals. They're just the sound quality is just different. But anyway, we'll hear how it sounds against the swish. So now you've heard that, let's put her in a beat and see how she sounds now. see how that sounds in the mix? I'm noticing here that there is a tiny dent on the rim of this cymbal, but it's not really affecting the sound any. So, yeah. An amazing sounding cymbal. It's a little bit darker. It's, the overtones are not like piercing. You could probably ride this cymbal, and we're gonna do that here in a second. I'm gonna go into a double bass pattern here. I'm gonna ride this cymbal, I'm gonna ride that cymbal, and I'm gonna ride my freaking projection crash right here, and I'll let you hear what they sound like in a double bass mix with those cymbals. All right, so let's start it all with the ride and get into some double bass pattern. Sounds good comboed like that. Alright, I went off for a little bit there. Anyway, so let me come back around the kit. I'll get these cymbals off the kit. Kind of like a sound demo between these two. I haven't really, done a sound demo on my Swish before. But anyway, that is the Ping, and it's... Man, that thing is nice. I wish I would have never sold my old one. Let me come around the kit. We'll give you a closer look at it. Give you, my thoughts on these older cymbals and whatnot. And so I'll be right around the kit here in a second. And yeah. All right, so I'm back around the kit now with this Ping. And I'll give you a little bit of the show of what this cymbal looks like up close in comparison to like a Swish or even I'll grab my China too and show you the difference in the rollovers. So you see the profile of this, how it's it comes up and then it flattens out. It's not rolled over like a China or a Swish is. So the thing with these cymbals is this one does have a few flea bites on the edges, and that's to be expected with a cymbal of this age. And this will find its way around on my kit here and there. I'm probably not going to abuse it, but I mean, as you can see right here on this cymbal, there's that dent. You can just barely see it in the camera there. But let me show you a Swish now and show you the difference between the rollover on that and my Swish. So you see how the Swish, it comes and it rounds over right there, and it's a more a steeper angle into the cup of the bell there, and it's it's closer to a China, but it's still not quite as steep into the cup, and then it rolls over harder than a China. So let me get my China and I will show you how much different the cup is on a china versus that swish and that pang. So you see on the china how deep that it goes in. It's like, you know, it's called a china because it's based after a china hat, so it's pretty deep, yeah. And then it comes out and it doesn't roll quite as hard. It rolls steeper, but not as hard of a bend. When you look at the swish, you see how much more the swish is rolled over on the edge there than that. And then the pang itself is flat. You see that, how it's flat? It rolls up and it's not even half as deep as the swish, and it's way even less deep than the china, and it just as flat. They don't roll it over at all, and so it gives it that pangy sound to it. This one here is a very dark version of a pang, and I like it. Let me put this cymbal back up. Damn, that thing didn't want to go on. So you can see on my swish, I've used this as a stack cymbal, and so you can see that ring of death around the outside there. I had another cymbal inverted over this, and this was on top, and so I had it stacked like that for quite some time for this two people I was jamming with in Eugene, Oregon. They really liked a super trashy sound of the cymbals, and so I've when I was jamming with them, I pulled that one out and I slapped a 12-inch splash upside down underneath on it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I mean, like you can tell, and this cymbal for the size is pretty heavy. It's a lot thicker than this one, and you know, it's just especially the outer edge where this one has been rolled out to create that lip here that rolls over. A lot of the thickness stayed in the edge of the cymbal because they didn't have to roll that down. They just brought it up and kept it at a plateau. And so that's what makes the pang quality of these cymbals. And you're not going to find anything like those cymbals anymore on the market. They don't make anything close to that anymore. And I regretted selling mine or trading it or whatever I did. Whatever it was, is I think I only got $80-90 out of my cymbal, and I wish I would have held on to it, and that's why I purchased this one, because I wanted another one in my arsenal, and so I had to pay for it. And normally I don't like to pay that much money for used cymbals, but this one being the hollow logo from the 70s, it's a pang with the medium thin stamp on it, and it's still in fairly good condition. It's got some flea bites or whatever and whatnot, but if you guys liked the explanation between, you know, the curvature on your swishes and your chinas and your pang, the difference in between those types of china type cymbals, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know in the comments if you guys, you know, have a pang and you like the pangs like I do. I feel they're a really good cymbal for multiple genres of music, and they're very versatile in their sound. So, but that's gonna do it for today. Go down there and smash that like button. Leave me a comment what you thought about today's video, because there's more to come. I've got multiple things going on now. I started a series on Band of the Week. Right now I'm doing the 80s, and so if you like that, then leave me a comment in one of those videos. And with that being said, peace, guys.